Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Luke and I talk about all things property, renovating and investing. Today's video is going to be about buying 4 properties to reach financial freedom. So the premise of this strategy is to buy 4 houses over a 10-year period and then consolidate the portfolio and live off the rental income. I'm going to give you some general numbers of some purchase prices and some yields that you're going to expect when making these property purchases, but I'm going to try and keep it as simple as I can. So you buy your first property for $500,000 on year 1. You buy your next property in year 3, the property after that in year 5, and the 4th property in year 7. You try and buy properties with value add potential, with potential for capital growth, and that cash flow well. So to use some general numbers, each of the property purchases should be for $500,000 and they're going to bring in roughly $500 per week, which is a 5.2% yield. The way you get into the first property is you have to save a deposit. There is no easy way around it unless you can borrow from the bank of mum and dad, or you have a really nice auntie or uncle that's willing to give you or gift you money. The only other option is to save money diligently and to work hard towards saving the deposit you need to buy the first property. So on a purchase of $500,000, you might need a $60,000 or $70,000 deposit to get into your first property. That will give you a 10% loan on the property and cover lender's mortgage insurance and some stamp duty as well. So you've saved your $70,000 deposit, you've bought your first property, and now you've got 2 years to create value in the property or wait for the market to grow so that you can pull out equity and buy the next property in year 3. So you buy the property in year 1 for $500,000. It's cash flowing slightly positive based on $500 of income each week, and you buy in a good location with strong fundamentals and value add potential in the home. You pay some contractors to give the house a lick of paint and update the kitchen and the bathroom with, say, a $20,000 renovation budget. After 2 years, the property's gone up in value by, say, $200,000, and that allows you to pull enough equity out to buy the next property in year 3. You rinse and repeat the process by buying the house in year 3, maybe holding it for a year or 2, again spending a $20,000 on the renovation, managing the contractors. You don't have to do all the work yourself. You can if you want to, but it might be easier for you to manage contractors if you have no DIY or renovation experience. You buy number 1 and you leverage into buying property number 2. The goal is to do that with properties 3 and properties 4. So by year 1, 3, 5 and 7, you've amassed a portfolio of 4 properties over 7 years. Now, it sounds easy in principle, but it's not easy in the day-to-day. And that's why it might be good to surround yourself with good accountants, good tax advisors, mortgage brokers, real estate brokers who you can build a connection with and bounce ideas off when making a purchase. It's important to go to the right people for the right advice, and I always recommend that you go to someone that you have faith and trust in and that have done what you want to do. If someone's trying to sell you something or they're trying to give you advice on something that they haven't done themselves, if they haven't reached a level of financial freedom or are on their way to reaching financial freedom through property investing, then they might not be the right person to listen to if you're trying to do that with your journey. If you're trying to become a property investor and trying to reach financial independence through that method. So you've got your plan in place and you know that you're going to have to buy properties with good cash flow, good value add potential, and potentially a little bit of upgrowth or capital growth in them over time. The hard part is sticking to the plan. So it's getting over those hurdles of saving the first deposit and then pulling out the equity and rolling into the next property. And so if you want to, you could do that yourself and motivate yourself to do those things, or you could get a buyer's agent or financial advisor to help you with that process. The key is actually sticking to the plan and following through. If you're able to make those 4 property purchases, let's say you purchased them each for $500,000, which I know you won't be able to do as properties will increase over time, but just for simplicity and for ease of numbers, you've paid $200,000 in purchase price for 4 properties over the 7 years. Now, over time, those properties are going to continue to grow in value and put equity in your pocket. And the rents are also going to increase over time. Over, say, 10 to 15 years, the rents might double and you might be earning $1,000 a week from each property. That would be $200,000 from your 4 properties, and the portfolio may have also doubled over this time period as well. Now, there is a common saying that property will double every 7 to 10 years, but I prefer to say every 15 years to try and be ultra conservative in these numbers. So you've bought the 4 properties, you've waited about 7 to 15 years for them to double in value, and the rents have doubled in value over time. Over this time, the debt will have been inflated away as the values in the properties will have increased relative to the debt, and you'll be left with a net cash flow that puts more money in your pocket each week. So that's 4 properties at $1,000 a week is $4,000 a week. And when you multiply that out by 4, you're looking at 52 weeks by $4,000, and that's $208,000, just checking my maths in my head. That's $208,000 of gross rental income. Once you take out your interest repayments will be your largest expense, and then your other rates, insurance, and taxes, you're looking to probably net 50% of that income down the track. So that would be $100,000 passive income in 15 years time from when you made the property purchases. So when you add all that time frame up, the earliest I'm saying that you could probably get full financial independence and essentially retire without having to do any more work would be in about 10 to 15 years from when you made your property purchases. It's not a quick game, and property purchases are for the long term. If you're trying to look to make quick money or double your money every year, you might want to look at more speculative trades or do larger property developments. But this strategy of 4 properties to financial freedom is purely for those who want to go slow and steady and want to slowly build their wealth in a way that they can understand it. It's the way I understand it, so hopefully you can make sense of this too. Now, there are so many different property strategies out there. There's purely blue chip properties going for capital growth. There's purely cash flow properties to try and live off the rent and house hack and rent vesting. There's so many different terminologies and strategies. The reason I am talking to you about this strategy and the 4 properties to financial freedom is it's trying to simplify the process and simplify the strategy. It's to make your life easier and to give you a process to follow. I hope laying it out like this helps you understand that this is an achievable and lower risk strategy as you're trying to achieve financial freedom over the long term. It's pretty easy to get caught up in information overload as you do your property research and you watch lots of videos and read lots of articles about property booms and property busts. But this financial freedom strategy where you purchase 4 properties over the long term is simple enough to follow and stick to, and can be quite stress-free, as once you've made one step, you just need to go to the next step and follow through with your plan. And you know that you'll get there in the long term. Now, if $100,000 of passive income in 15 years time is not enough for you, you're more than welcome to rinse and repeat this strategy by buying under market value properties with value add potential and cash flow, and buy 10, 15, 20 of those. But for the everyday investor and the everyday mum and dad, most people aren't going to get to 6 or more properties. Only a small number of investors are going to end up in that bucket. So to look to buy 4 properties over your investment journey is a great target and will give you a passive income for life. If you found this video interesting or this topic useful, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. So that'd be awesome. Leave a like on this video so it can share with other people who have like-minded thoughts and want to hear about this strategy. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So I'll see you in the next video. Peace.